Debuting in June 2020, HGTV's Renovation Island follows the adventures of contractor Bryan Baeumler and his wife, designer Sarah, as they and their children move to the Bahamas to undertake an ambitious renovation of an entire vacation resort. This is the untold truth about the amazing series. While Sarah and Bryan Baeumler may be unfamiliar to American HGTV viewers, their series Renovation Island has already enjoyed a successful run with viewers on HGTV Canada, where the series was titled Island of Bryan. The show proved to be a massive hit for the Canadian iteration of HGTV. According to an HGTV Canada press release, the series' first 4 installments were the most watched individual episodes of any program on the network in more than 10 years. In those debut episodes, the Baeumlers say goodbye to their home in Canada and start their new life in the Bahamas South Andros Islands, which is home to just about 2,000 people. In addition to stunning natural beauty, tropical sunshine, and white sand beaches, the family also experiences the unforeseen challenges of undertaking such an ambitious reno in a remote location, forced to overcome the type of obstacles they'd never encountered in their native Canada.
You know when you leave the island, you take a break and you don't think about the island until you come back? I want to do that one day.
Because Renovation Island is a repurposed and retitled show that's already aired in Canada, the renovations undertaken in the series' first season have long since been completed. In fact, the resulting resort, the Ceru Lamar Club, had its grand opening for business in early 2020. The revitalized boutique resort has been shut down since 2011 before the couple decided to mount a renovation resurrection and bring it back to life. In terms of available accommodations, guests have the option of a 300-square-foot clubhouse suite or one of the larger private villas, which are available in 1- or 2-bedroom options. Baeumler told the Toronto Sun, "The great thing is, viewers can come down and sit around the pool and walk the beach and spend some time somewhere they've watched be put together." Sarah and Bryan Baeumler have actually been featured on a fairly large number of HGTV shows in Canada over the years. While viewers in the USA and elsewhere may just now be learning about them, the couple developed into seasoned reality show pros long before embarking on their Caribbean adventure in Renovation Island. Bryan was first seen solo in the series Leave It to Bryan. That series follows couples as they pitch the licensed contractor 3 different possibilities for a dream reno, with Baeumler maintaining the final say over which renovation he'll move forward on. He also headlined House of Bryan, a show featuring him and his wife building their forever home in the countryside, a building project that ultimately took more than 1 season to complete. The couple also starred together in Bryan Inc., which found him hiring his wife as project manager, as the two purchased rundown homes they could transform into spectacular abodes to sell at a profit. Bryan told the Edmonton Journal, "If you'd asked me 15 years ago where I'd be today, I'm not sure I'd have guessed it. I've always been entrepreneurial, but between the construction company and the shows, it's certainly taken us in an unexpected direction." Buying a rundown hotel on a tiny Caribbean island certainly wasn't the game plan when the Baeumlers took their children on a family vacation to the Bahamas in 2017. While visiting South Andros Island, they came upon a badly neglected hotel that hadn't been in operation for years. While most people would see a decaying dump and move on, Bryan saw a life-altering opportunity. Sarah told the Toronto Sun, "We were there for about 10 minutes, and Bryan looked at me, and I could tell by the look in his eyes that this was something he wanted to do. He looked at me and said, 'I think we're going to buy this hotel.'" Given the Baeumlers already had extensive experience with home renovations, they weren't disillusioned about the scope of what they were about to embark on. Sarah told the Caribbean Journal, "We knew that transforming the property into Ceru Lamar was going to be a massive undertaking, but we also saw its potential as a place where travelers could get back to the basics, reconnect with nature, and savor the simplicity and beauty of this incredible paradise." Undertaking an extensive renovation project on a remote Caribbean island with a population of just about 2,000 people presents its own set of unique challenges, which taught the Baeumlers some serious life lessons. Key among them was ensuring the renovation has enough flexibility to handle whatever's thrown at them. Bryan told the Vancouver Sun, "There are only 2 ships a week to bring materials, and even though we can set up a charter, it's expensive. If something doesn't arrive on schedule, or if it got left out of the order, we adjust. We'll work on something else, or we can go fishing and work the next day instead." That philosophy is something that the entire Baeumler family has had to adopt in their everyday lives, not just when it came to the resort renovation. He told Global News, "You can't sweat the small stuff. If there's no milk on the island, you're not getting milk until the boat comes in, so you better be willing to just have something else. Here in Andros, you get what you get and you don't get upset." Pulling up their roots in Canada and moving to a small island in the middle of the Caribbean required a paradigm shift for the Baeumlers. After living in the spacious forever home the couple built for their family on House of Bryan, the couple and their 4 children had to adjust to their new living situation as the family of 6 crammed into a 550-square-foot villa during the reno. Bryan broke down the family's daily routine in an interview with lifestyle blogger Carrie Skelton. A typical day, he explained, began with the family having breakfast with the camera crew and the construction workers. Then the kids will focus on schoolwork while the Baeumlers and their team tackle the ongoing renovation, all while the cameras roll. He told Skelton, "Our days are filled with filming, building, tracking down material shipments, and of course we sneak away for a swim or island adventure whenever we get the chance."
Are you gonna wanna be here when there's a bunch of people sitting around, a bunch of adults relaxing?
No.
No.
As a contractor in Canada, Bryan Baeumler was all about efficiency, with a goal of ensuring projects were completed on time and on budget, to exacting specifications. While working on Saru Lamar Club during the filming of Renovation Island, however, he realized he had to be more fluid with schedules. Although supplies were supposed to arrive via boat on a weekly basis, he told the Toronto Sun that some weeks the boat didn't arrive at all, which delayed things by a few weeks. He told the Vancouver Sun, "On the island, when the material you order doesn't show up or something is broken, you have no choice but to accept it, change your plan, and move on." However, this aspect of island living also gave the Baeumlers a fresh perspective. He told the Toronto Sun, "Things that will get you ramped up here in Canada, waiting 5 minutes for a coffee or waiting for someone to finish pumping gas, those aren't concerns at the forefront of people who live on a tiny island. Their biggest concern in the morning is, what are we going to eat today?" The renovation of the new Saru Lamar Club Resort wasn't without issues. In fact, as Renovation Island documents, a variety of factors pushed back the planned opening. After original plans to open in May 2019 were quashed, that date was then pushed to November 2019, then to February 2020 when the resort finally opened. The new resort did not go unnoticed by travel magazines like Condé Nast Traveler, which trumpeted Saru Lamar Club as the first new hotel on Andros Island in almost 2 decades, and declaring the resort as a vacation spot to watch in 2020. Meanwhile, the Robb Report listed Saru Lamar Club as one of its 12 best hotels for a Caribbean escape, writing, "A trip to Sarula is a lesson in relaxation, with outdoor living spaces, meditation paths, and hammocks aplenty." The experience of renovating a Caribbean hotel led Bryan Baeumler and his family to some epiphanies about what is really important in life. As he explained to Global News, there's a tendency in modern society to, quote, "focus on small things that really aren't that important in the grand scheme of things." He also said that he fully understood how making such a drastic decision, moving to a tiny island with a goal to ultimately run a tourist resort, something with which he and his wife Sarah had no prior experience, may seem kind of crazy to most people. However, he's also a firm believer in pursuing one's dreams, no matter how outlandish they may seem to those looking from the outside in. He ultimately came to realize that it's all finite. He told the publication, "At the end of the day, I think my perspective would be that you have a limited time left to do whatever it is you want to do." When living on a small Caribbean island, sustainability isn't just an environmentally friendly choice, it's actually necessary for survival. While filming Renovation Island, Bryan Baeumler told Global News one thing that really hit home was just how much people in North America take garbage for granted, calling the continent a place, quote, "where the stuff just disappears and we don't know what happens to it." This was the polar opposite of the family's experience on South Andros Island, where anything that can be reused or repurposed will receive a second life. Bryan explained, "We're looking at recycling programs for plastic waste, and we'll recycle that into pellets and packages that we can then resell to pay for the cost of the equipment to companies that will reuse that as a secondary source." In fact, Bryan added, during the demolition phase of the old hotel, everything from furniture to building material was donated to locals. He told Global News, "We've literally seen houses finished with the material and furniture that came from the hotel, which is incredible. The people here are very resourceful at limiting the amount of garbage because they'll reuse it." The Baeumlers jumped right in to restore the 50-year-old hotel that would become their Saru Lamar Club resort. However, the stars of Renovation Island admitted they weren't entirely prepared for everything they encountered during the process. Bryan told the Woodstock Sentinel Review that he had, quote, "a very, very dark pair of rose-colored glasses on." In fact, his romantic idea of living in a tropical paradise came with some challenges the couple didn't really see coming. Admitting that it's been a struggle, Baeumler explained that dealing with Bahamian bureaucracy and the logistics of running a Canadian business in the Caribbean presented a steep learning curve. He told the outlet, "The stresses that it brought upon us were monumental. We did not anticipate all of this." And then there were the financial concerns, the constant fear of running out of money before the project had been completed. Bryan admitted, "As a father and a provider, all these fears, are my kids going to be safe? Are we making a massive mistake? There is all that." During the course of Renovation Island, the Baeumlers and their 4 children all lived together in one of the hotel's villas, measuring just 550 square feet. While sharing such close quarters may not have offered a whole lot of personal privacy, it did bring the family closer together. While Bryan Baeumler told Carrie Skelton that the whole project had been much more of an adventure than he anticipated, he was adamant that any hardship experienced was more than offset by the new friends they had made and the experience that he and his family have enjoyed. In addition, Bryan added, every member of the family has learned the difference between what they want and what they need. He told Skelton, living so closely together with the kids and family has been amazing. It really has surprised us how little you need to be happy and fulfilled. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite reality TV stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.